this as a fight for the legit cruiserweight title, or is Jai Opetaia lineal, or do you see it as this fight is because it's for 2 belts?
I mean, I think it's definitely legit because he has 2 world titles. I mean, it doesn't really matter if Jai Opetaia has another one. He has 2 legit titles right there. So I think so. It's a legit fight. It's a legit, title shot, and I'm gonna be very happy once I capture those 2 titles. I mean, I think that's the biggest fight in the world, especially at this weight division. And that's definitely a fight I want. Like I said, I'm not scared of nobody. This is Monstro's world. And if he wants to get that fight, we get that fight.
I'm ready to fight. I've been chasing these big fights for quite a while. I want to call myself undisputed. So, it is what it is. I'm ready when they are.
Yep, I agree.
And I like the fight with Jai. I think the Jai Opetaia fight at cruiserweight is the fight for me. That's the fight that I want to see. Jai has been the man at that weight class for a very long time. Now you got a new player in the division with a hot name, and whose stock and whose star power is only rising.
David Benavidez has officially agreed to face Jai Opetaia, and excitement is rapidly building around what could become one of the biggest and most intriguing fights in the division. The potential showdown would bring together 2 elite fighters who are both determined to establish dominance, prove themselves against top-level opposition, and strengthen their long-term legacy within boxing. Benavidez carries relentless pressure, aggression, and offensive volume, while Opetaia brings world-class athleticism, southpaw movement, composure, and physical strength into the matchup. Because of the styles, ambition, and stakes involved, many fans already view the fight as far more than a standard championship contest. It represents a battle for reputation, momentum, credibility, and future positioning among the elite names at the highest level of the sport.
A great fight to make in the future, and I respect Jai Opetaia a lot. He's a great fighter, and I think he has to come back over here.
Jai Opetaia has also shown strong interest in the fight, making it clear that he is fully prepared if negotiations officially move forward. He openly praised David Benavidez for his strength, popularity, relentless pressure, and aggressive fighting style, while still confidently welcoming the challenge. Opetaia's comments reflected clear mutual respect between the 2 fighters, but they also revealed the mentality of a champion eager to test himself against the best possible opposition. Rather than avoiding dangerous matchups, Opetaia appears motivated by the opportunity to prove his level against another elite fighter with major momentum and reputation in boxing. The growing interest from both sides has only increased excitement around the potential showdown, with many fans already viewing it as one of the most compelling fights that could be made between top-level contenders.
Let's do it. You know what I mean? I'm pumped for that. Respectfully, I'd love to fight Benavidez. He's a great fighter.
Jai Opetaia further explained that a fight against David Benavidez would become the most logical step if both fighters continue holding major titles within the same division. In Opetaia's view, true dominance can only be established by facing and defeating other champions at the highest level of the sport. His comments reinforced the mindset that elite fighters should actively pursue the toughest possible matchups, rather than protecting records or avoiding risk. Opetaia appears to believe that legacy, respect, and long-term greatness are built through challenging the strongest opposition available, especially when championships and divisional supremacy are involved. That attitude is one of the main reasons the potential showdown with Benavidez continues gaining attention, as both fighters seem willing to embrace dangerous competition in pursuit of proving who truly belongs at the top.
Especially him being in cruiserweight, and to me it just makes sense. Like, if he's fighting for a world title in my division, why don't people want to see who the best is in the division? Like, it does not make sense to me if we don't fight. You know what I mean? Like, he's coming up fighting for a undisputed, like a unification fight, and he's going to be holding the WBO and WBA. It just doesn't make sense to me that...
Max Kellerman offered another important perspective by explaining that David Benavidez still lacks a truly defining championship victory over elite-level names like Canelo Alvarez, Dmitry Bivol, or Artur Beterbiev. While Benavidez is widely respected for his pressure, aggression, and overall talent, Kellerman believes he still needs that signature win against a proven top-tier champion to fully cement his place among boxing's absolute elite.
The way I figure things, has never actually been the champion of a division. Not his fault. Canelo never gave him a shot. So far, neither Bivol gave him a shot, nor Beterbiev, when he was a champ, gave him a shot. Opetaia is a champion who is sitting there going, I want to fight you, right? Look, The fact that no one's fought Benavidez, you understand. And I know he just beat Zurdo Ramirez and there were belts on the line. The actual champion.
Jai Opetaia acknowledged the skill, pressure, and aggression that David Benavidez brings into the ring, but he also questioned the overall level of opposition Benavidez has consistently faced throughout his career so far. While showing respect for Benavidez's abilities, Opetaia suggested that fighting him would represent a completely different level of difficulty, intensity, and pressure compared to previous opponents.
Well, but you can't really sort of judge on he's had in the past, and they haven't been too much. So Jai's a completely different beast. So what he can do to them is completely different from what he can do to Jai. So we'll see what happens.
Jose Benavidez Sr. offered a balanced perspective by acknowledging the talent, athleticism, and championship qualities of Jai Opetaia, while also suggesting that the Australian star is still continuing to build experience against the very highest level of elite opposition. At the same time, Benavidez Sr. made it clear that Team Benavidez would accept the fight without hesitation if the opportunity officially materialized. While recognizing Opetaia as a dangerous and highly skilled opponent, he expressed complete confidence that the matchup would remain highly competitive, but absolutely winnable for David Benavidez because of his pressure, adaptability, experience, and aggressive style against top-level fighters.
Great fighter. I met him at a fight. I want to give a big shout out to Opetaia. I think he's a great fighter. He's doing well, but I think he still needs the experience, you know. His last fight, I think he held back. He looked a little bit tired. He was struggling in there. He did win the fight to me, and I mean, he did win pretty much all the rounds. But you know, I just think that he needs a little bit more experience. You know.
Ronnie Ellis highlighted the tactical difficulties that David Benavidez could encounter in a matchup against an opponent possessing comparable size, strength, and physical presence. According to Ellis, Benavidez has often been able to impose himself through relentless pressure, aggression, and physicality. But a fight against someone equally strong could force him into a very different type of challenge. Ellis explained that in this kind of matchup, Benavidez may need to depend far more on technical boxing ability, tactical adjustments, ring IQ, and adaptability rather than simply overwhelming opponents with volume and forward pressure alone. He suggested that being unable to dominate physically in the usual way could reveal another layer of Benavidez's game under elite-level conditions. In Ellis's view, this type of fight would likely test Benavidez in ways that very few previous opponents have managed to accomplish, especially if he is forced to consistently think, adjust, and react against an opponent capable of matching him physically, while also carrying high-level skill.
On some of your own side, you're going to start with that. That's first of all. Y'all the same size, so now it's like, I don't think you can stand there. Yeah, I don't think that's Russian roulette. We be sitting here on the road. You know, I'm a little more, I'm swinging, he just, but you know, when it's the same size, you know, Benavidez going to have to show his real boxing skills. Right.
Floyd Schofield Jr. described the potential showdown between Jai Opetaia and David Benavidez as a true high-level fight that should take place before either man seriously considers a move up to heavyweight. In his view, the matchup represents the kind of elite competition boxing needs between fighters still operating near the top of their division.